Hello everybody, welcome back to E Cubed. Today's expression is a tricky one. Food for thought. And the typical sentence would be, that is food for thought. Or, here is some food for thought. What does this expression mean? What does this expression mean? What does this expression mean? It means here is something you should think about. That is something we should think about. We should think about that carefully. We should meditate on it. We should not make a quick decision. We should think about it and consider it. It might be something very interesting, very fascinating, very philosophical, or it might be something very important that requires us to not make a quick decision, but to be very careful and to think about it. So, let's go right to a dialogue and I'll show you an example.
I really want to master English.
Are you studying a lot?
3 days a week.
Here's some food for thought. They say it takes 10,000 hours to master something. How many hours have you invested? Yes, the 10,000 hour rule. Have you heard about that rule? I think it's true. If you invest 10,000 hours into something, you can become a master. So do you really want to master English? Well, here's some food for thought. You're going to have to invest 10,000 hours. Think about that. Do you have the time to invest 10,000 hours? Oh boy, let's say an hour a day, 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. It's going to be, 5 hours a week, so that's 260 hours a year. So let's just make it 250 hours a year. That's 4 years is 1,000 hours. That means 40 years is 10,000 hours. Are you going to invest 40 years at an hour a day to master English? Well, I've done it. I'm 45 years old and I am a master of English. But I know that's not possible for most of you. But think about it. 10,000 hours, yeah, that's kind of true. We could change this to 2 hours a day and knock this down to 20 years, or 4 hours a day and knock it down to 10 years. But 4 hours a day, that's a long time. So if you want to master the English language, I think that's great. And I'll be here. Hopefully, I'll be here for the next 40 years. I think I'll be here for the next 40 hours. But yeah, that's something to think about. 10,000 hours. Do you have time? Do you have the energy? Do you have the will to invest 10,000 hours? So, the food for thought expression is great. And why do we say food for thought? The idea is you hear something. The idea, the anecdote, the sentence, the proposal, you hear it and you don't swallow it and decide right away. You hear it and you chew on it. You chew on it and you get the flavor, you get the texture, and you enjoy the chewing process, and then you swallow, and then you make your decision. Food for thought. The next time you have a presidential election, listen to what the candidates are saying, and listen to their ideas and consider them as food for thought. Don't just like somebody because they look good and they talk smooth and they seem like your buddy. Listen to their ideas and think about them carefully. Their ideas are food for thought. Do you actually agree with those ideas? That's an idea. So if you go to the internet, go to Google, and with quotations, type in, "That is food for thought," or "Here is some food for thought." And you'll see lots of examples. He gave us some food for thought. You'll see many examples on how to use it. Okay? And regarding the 10,000 hours to master the English language, it's true, but what's important is that you do it as much as possible. Study English as often as you can. If you're enjoying it, keep doing it. 3 days a week is great. 5 days a week is better. 6 days a week is excellent. 7 days? That's a lot. 5 minutes a day is great. 10 minutes a day is better. 30 minutes a day? Wonderful. An hour a day? That's tough. More than that? That's a lot. But be consistent and have fun. And like I said, I promise, it depends on my health, but I promise I'll be here for the next 40 years. So, if you're going to follow me, you'll master the English language, okay? All right, there's some food for thought. Will Shane still be teaching English 40 years later on YouTube? I hope so.
I really want to master English.
Are you studying a lot?
3 days a week.
Here's some food for thought. They say it takes 10,000 hours to master something. How many hours have you invested?
I really want to master English.
Are you studying a lot?
3 days a week.
Here's some food for thought. They say it takes 10,000 hours to master something. How many hours have you invested?
I really want to master English.
Are you studying a lot?
3 days a week.
Here's some food for thought. They say it takes 10,000 hours to master something. How many hours have you invested?